Cody Rhodes wants a manager in WWE. An AEW contract is coming up. My review of Monday Night Raw. I'm Luke Owen and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Sadly, we must begin at the WrestleTalk News today with the passing of Bad Bones John Klinger at the age of just 40 years old. The news was announced by WXW's official account, and several European wrestlers and those who worked the European circuit sent out their condolences to his passing, including Joe Hendry and Eddie Kingston, and YouTube personalities that worked with him over his career like Mafu of Botchamania and Sam Driver and Jack the Jobber of Cultaholic. I only had the pleasure of meeting Bad Bones a couple of times, and he was a really nice guy and really very friendly. In fact, actually, the first time that I met him, I was genuinely intimidated that I didn't quite know how to act. Like, the wrestling etiquette is that you're supposed to shake hands with people backstage, but I also didn't want to bother him because I'm a YouTube nobody and he's an actual star, but he was really nice about it. I'd like to recommend checking out the excellent three-way match he had with Walter and Ilya Dragunov in WXW, which is one of those best matches you're ever going to see type deals. We at WrestleTalk would like to extend our deepest condolences to Klinger's family and anyone who's been affected by his passing. This Saturday in the beautiful progressive city of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes defends his personal prize against US champ Logan Paul, which was initially teased as a title versus title match, but sadly for us, WWE, perhaps realizing they had booked themselves somewhat into a corner, snatched that all away on SmackDown, and now it's just for Cody's belt. You robbed us of double champ Cody, Logan! It also has removed all illusion of doubt over who is winning this weekend, but one advantage that Logan Paul does have over the roller coaster is numbers. KSI, Ice Show Speed, his brother Jake, that guy with the brass knucks that one time, the other one in the white t-shirt, who could forget Broccoli Head? And speaking on Paul's abundance of backup on Busted Open Radio, Cody admitted that he missed the days of having a classic wrestling manager behind him, much like he did in his time in AEW with Arn Anderson in his corner, often wanting to pull out a Glock and shoot someone. To see Paul flanked by so many people, I don't know, maybe I'm looking for the classic wrestling manager to join me on this title reign. Cody admitted that he didn't know who or what he was after in a manager, as sadly Arn is under contract to AEW. However, one man thinks he may have the answer, as Bully Ray retweeted this clip saying, "I know a guy." Hang on a minute. Bully Ray claims he knows people, and he worked in ECW, which means he knows people from ECW. I've got it! Raven as Cody's manager, confirmed! But who would you like to see flank Cody Rhodes for his WWE Championship run? Let us know in the comments down below. And while Arn's AEW contract isn't up anytime soon, Fightful Select are reporting that Mark Henry's is. They report that it's set to expire at the end of this month, and it's currently unclear whether Henry will be re-signed by AEW or whether he will depart the company upon the expiry of that deal. Make sure you stay locked to WrestleTalk.com for all updates on Henry's future. But before we get into the Raw review, I want to address you, the viewer. And I want to let you know that I hear you. I hear you, Green Man. I hear you, TJP. I hear you, Sion Yon, Sam Dath, Harley Evans, Cursed Bunny Yuki, TJ_CRXSS, and Team Ghost Rider Inc. It's time for Ollie Davis to finally admit that he cheated to establish that Pipe Bomb is greater than math, and listen to the fans that maths is greater than Pipe Bomb. As Minnie Cellino so eloquently said, I think it's a damn shame that an opinion on a promo has to be squashed. It's an opinion. The Pipe Bomb promo and Steiner Math are both just as memorable as one another, and yet Luke has had his opinion absolutely buried. And so because of this, I stand with Luke. We cannot let this injustice continue. So don't let it continue. Let your voices be heard in the comments down below, and send in photos of yourself proudly wearing your maths is greater than Pipe Bomb t-shirt to WrestleTalk's Twitter and Instagram, and I'll feature them on tomorrow's WrestleTalk News. And hey, if you're heading to Dynamite or SmackDown this week, take a sign and we'll feature that on the WrestleTalk News too. We'll feature them all. Do you know what? In fact, I apologize that this is going to happen. Yeah, that's right, I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Fucking maths is back! The maths is back! And now it's time for my review of Monday Night Raw, aka the Chatter Big Old Meanie episode of Monday Night Raw in about 5 minutes. The first 35 minutes of the show was dedicated to the program between Chad Gable and Sami Zayn as we head towards their triple threat match with Bronson Reed this weekend. Sami opened up Raw with a promo running down Chad and said this Saturday's match was between the mind, Chad, the body, Reed, and the soul, Sami Zayn, and you can never bet against the soul. It was a great fired up promo, perfectly juxtaposed against Gable's overly heelish cadence and behavior. He came out with his crew and ran them all down individually, with Zayn pleading for them to stop listening to all of this crap. Awesomely in this segment, Gable was getting the Kurt Angle "you suck" chant. This is awesome. The pair then had a match which was really good and saw Gable ask his crew one after the other to cheat on his behalf, but none of them could pull the trigger. Gable eventually ejected Tozawa and Maxine from ringside, leaving just Otis to do the deed, and he couldn't do it either. Until he could. He clotheslined Sami in the corner and allowed Gable to hit the Chaos Theory for the win. Now, normally I would be against the idea of pinning your champion 5 days from a title defense, and last week I did say that this had DQ written all over it because of that fact, and I am glad to say that I was wrong. This match was less about the title and all about getting over this faction split with Otis, who was super over with this crowd that desperately want to see him rebel against his abusive teacher. Later in the show, Otis apologized to Sami for his actions, and Sami pointed out that this story bears a lot of similarities to his plight that he had while part of the Bloodline. An overbearing leader who keeps asking you to cheat on your behalf, and you do it even though you know it's wrong, all while the crowd are telling you that they want you to do the right thing. Otis even went to tell all of this to Gable, but Chad revealed that he's booked travel arrangements to take Otis to Saudi Arabia this weekend, which means he'll be in his corner to cheat on his behalf again. And while all of this is great and adds a lot of intrigue into that triple threat, Bronson Reed is also there, I guess, there's another interesting twist to this tale, as Gable was seen chatting with the Directioners Creed brothers, who were laughing with him before his chat with Otis. You know, they sure don't look sad or disappointed in Gable's actions as of late. It's been fan booked and even reported that WWE might pair Gable with the Creeds once he officially breaks away from Otis, Tozawa, and Maxine, and I think this new team angle, Team Gable, has the potential to be huge on Raw if they get the chance to be taken seriously. This story dominated Monday Night Raw, covering multiple segments across the 3 hours, and was easily my favorite stuff on the show. A really strong chapter in this Gable heel turn. Also seen throughout the show was Bron Breakker, who was quite upset about not being in the King of the Ring tournament, so decided to murder poor Cale Dixon, who looks every bit of "I've just signed with FCW in 2013, and he sent this poor boy to the hospital. He then attacked Ricochet backstage while he was chatting with Ilya Dragunov with the idea that didn't matter who he hit, as long as he hit one of them. Looks like Adam Pearce got more than he bargained for when he brought Bron over to Raw. In my match of the night, Lyra Valkyria beat Io Sky in a superb Queen of the Ring semi-final, and the longer it went, the more the crowd got into it. They went back and forth, traded submissions and pins, and eventually Lyra got a shock pin combination on Sky for that win. It was a great finish to a great match, protecting Sky as she wasn't decisively beaten and putting over Lyra huge as she advances to the finals of the tournament. We saw that Cruz del Toro had been attacked backstage, and it was quickly revealed, once again, it was Carlito, who was hiding in the Judgment Den laying low. Damian Priest told Finn Balor and JD McDonough to win the tag title tonight, which they failed to do when Braun Strowman appeared as backup for Miz and Truth. And Truth hit the AA on JD for the W. Look, I've not been hugely into this awesome Truth tag title run, and I'm pretty much done with the Judgment Day, but the crowd went BANANAS for this, so clearly it is getting over and working for the live crowd. Priest will face Braun next week, and Finn feels like the wheels are falling off his group. Mate, that's been the case for a while now. Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan had a standard go-home promo segment to get over Liv's heel character some more, and Xavier Woods announced that he was medically cleared before being chatted up by Karrion Kross and Scarlett, perhaps for some kinky three-way thing. I don't know what these spooky goths want. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark beat Damage Control, Maxine and Ivy Nile, and the Party Girls in a fun four-way match where Maxine was given plenty of time to shine. Earlier in the night, Sonya Deville made her return to TV and wanted to chat to Baszler, who walked away. Ludwig Kaiser cut another promo on Sheamus, and the main event saw Gunther beat Jey Uso hard right in the semi-final of the King of the Ring tournament. They had a good match, and Jey could have had the match won, but his spear knocked the referee a little bit, and that moment's hesitation gave Gunther all the time he needed to kick out. He then locked in a sleeper, and Jey passed out, and the show ended. felt like they rushed the finish somewhat. The Alpha Academy stuff was the best part of the show, and the Lyra Sky match rocked. Another good Raw, which is 4 out of 5 from me. Now go and check out the latest episode of the Monday Night War over on Parts Unknown, where we're playing My GM mode on WWE 2K24.